So today I'll be showing you guys how to use the index.html as well as some cameras that are in the scene and render textures to basically put the video player on multiple surfaces. So as you can see in this scene here, I think everyone can see. Yeah, so as you can see in this scene here, there are multiple screens. So there's this big one here. There's like 2 TVs off to the side. So yeah, so I'll show you guys how to use render texture. So first thing first, we'll check the HTML, the index.html document to see what it looks like. So as you can see here, yeah, it has the head stuff. And then in order for the video player to work, you do need to add this script over here, which basically uses Vanquish3r's version of the video player. I do also suggest people using this version because it just has more feature, and Vanquish3r done a lot of like debugging and whatnot to get some of the stuff that sometimes breaks in the other one to work properly. So okay, and yeah, so there's also the Fire tablet, but that's basically just like the mobile screen right over here. That's the Fire tablet. So if you do also wanted to add that into your space, you could just use this script in your index.html. These are all available on the Banter Discord. So if you go to share something useful, so right under the space makers or the space making avatar making category, share something useful. You could always just search for player. Yeah, so I have also shared the prefab for using the render texture camera as well. So this is a good place for you to download that. And then I'll show you guys how to use it. Byred shared his in here. Let's see. Yeah, or what you could do is just do a search from Byred video player. Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are some posts that he did mention. Yeah, so basically, if you're using the vidya.sdq, change it to vidya.fire.at. So basically, this script here. Yeah, I'll probably make a post to post all these scripts in there just in case you can't find it. Okay, anyways, so now if we go back to the scene here and go into play mode, we should see the video player does get spawned in the scene itself, but they won't. They'll just be like white screen and whatnot. So let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the input player input thing I need to fix. So yeah, so sometimes you guys might experience an issue with play mode. So let's say right now when I go to play mode, and you will be in the game tab, and when you try to like move around, like by right click and whatnot, WASD, you're not gonna be able to move. And if you look at the console, as you can see, you're getting spammed by a bunch of errors. And there's a quick fix for it. So you just go to Edit, Project Settings, and then go down to Player. Okay. And down right where it says Active Input Handling, this one, you want to set it to both. And it will, once you apply it, it will restart your complete Unity editor. So you just have to wait for that to restart. And while that's loading right now, one thing I do wanna uh, get you guys to check out before next week. It's the Unity visual scripting basics. So we can probably also watch it together to next week. But if you go to YouTube and search for Unity visual scripting, and you should find, yeah, maybe just search for yeah, okay, this one here. Yeah, so Unity visual scripting getting started is by Not Slot. So this is a really good fundamental videos to watch to understand all the basic nodes in Unity visual scripting. So we could probably watch it together next week, and then we'll go more in depth. But if you do have time this week, just search for Unity visual scripting getting started on YouTube and give that a check.
This is visual scripting tutorial. By the end of this video, you will.
Okay, so, but we will be able to touch a little bit of that today. Okay, so active input handling set to both, and now if we go back to play mode, we should be able to move around. And yeah, as you can see, we're on the game tab now, and yeah, if I right click, I can turn around. I can like see the hands. Now, what we want to do. So okay, so I'm just gonna go to Dutch. You were saying that just the screen size, right? Is it?
Yeah, just the aspect
Yeah,
ratio.
just the aspect ratio.
Okay.
And I
So
think
I
the
do
uh,
use yeah.
controls were also disappeared when I went in there.
Okay, so you know what? I am just gonna go in there right now to take a look if anyone wanna come join in, so we could get a better understanding of what it looks like right now. So yeah, and let's see. Yeah, so currently in the world, we're actually not using the YouTube player. We're using this the screencast browser.
You got to turn your
As
megaphone
you
back
can
on,
see.
Vanquish3r.
So yeah, so as we can see here, it's actually different than the masquerade. Yeah, so ballroom.band.ing. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, this version and that version is slightly different. So the live version actually has the YouTube player commented out and the screencast player on. So we'll fix that in here as well, and then also change the aspect ratio. So due to some changes that Banter made with the new basically browser, some of the scaling's been off. So before we have been using 0.515, it was the proper scaling for the render texture to work properly. Now the new number is I think 68. So 0.68. So we just have to change those. And then uncomment this. And then we'll comment out the video player. So this is basically basic like HTML. So what I'm doing right now, I'm using these open caret exclamation mark dash dash. This is the HTML way of telling the script that, okay, I want these to be commented out so they don't actually get used in the world. All right. So yeah, so I changed the screen scale to 0.68, so that should fix it already. But I'll go back to the very beginning of how it all worked. It's basically this video player position prefab. So this is where I was showing earlier on the Discord. If you go under share something useful, and then just search for video player or player. You see the video player position prefab for render texture, so just download this. So it is a dot Unity assets or Unity package or whatever. And after you downloaded it, you could just click and drag it into your assets field in here, or you could just double click it. It usually opens too. And after that, you would see this new folder, Banter Prefab version 4. I think with this one, I only included the video player precision prefab. So basically, all you have to do is drag that into your scene. And I also have a kind of a example screen already. So what this is Basically, right here, this is just a placeholder, so that's why it says disable before build, and you could just disable and enable it like that. That's just a placeholder, so you could actually see it's getting projected onto this screen. So if you look at this screen here, this one sample video screen, output screen, and scroll down, and as you can see here, all it is a material with a render texture, which is right here. So what a render texture is basically a texture that could be dynamically showing different things, such as a camera, like a view of a camera. So what we did here, inside this prefab, I have a camera set up, which is right over here, video player camera. And I've set it to orthographic, so it's like a box, and it's only capturing the near 0.01, far 0.4, so that's why it's like only this little area is gonna get captured. So let's say if I move the camera out of this, and as you can see in the screen up there, it's not being shown anymore. And then if I slightly move this camera back into the screen, the placeholder, yeah, as you can see. So whatever gets inside the box was shown on the screen. So that's what a render texture is when you have it working with a camera. So as you can see the camera, I have a target texture, and I've set that render texture as the target texture for that particular camera. So that's why when I'm using a just a quad here as a screen and added the material with the render texture in it, then it becomes a video screen. Hope that makes sense. And how we created those materials, you can see there's this, oh, that's just the test screen. Yeah, this is the actual render texture screen. So what I basically did is I can right click here, go to create. I think render textures is under rendering. No. Under textures.
I saw render texture under rendering.
Oh, was it in rendering?
I see render
render
texture
texture.
there.
Okay. Yeah, so basically this is what I did. I created a render texture. I've set the size to 1080p, so it's like I think 10 by, or is it 1920? Yeah, by 1080. So that's basically what I did. Color format, I usually use something that is higher. I think 16 is what I use. So you just get a nicer quality. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I did. And if we compare to this one. Okay, there's also the depth stencil format. I don't think that really matters. But yeah, so basically that's how I created the render texture, and then I'll create just like a regular material. And I could just call it screen, whatever, and then I'll just drag this render texture into the albedo, and basically now this material is the material with a video screen on it. That's basically it. Normally I stay away from the standard shader for stuff like this because there's just so much stuff that are unnecessary. So for better performance, you could go to mobile. Diffuse is good because it's basically just unlit and just a bright screen, so I just use that. But you guys shouldn't really even need to worry about these because it's already part of the the Unity package that you will download. So all the render texture, the material of the screen, it's already made for you. So yeah, so I'll just delete this one for now. And what we did before is basically put this whole thing. It's the same thing, as you can see. It has the sample screen here. And if we look at the actual big screens, they all are there. So what we did exactly is this is just my personal preference. I always like to keep it the same place at the 0, -5, 0. Depending on how you create your world, you could put it anywhere else. I usually like to keep it underground, so then like if you're actually in the world itself, like you shouldn't be able to see that render texture screen. So I like to hide it like at spawn point, like -5 underneath it. That's just my personal preference, and it just makes it easier to work with too, because then you don't have to do because in the HTML, depending on what it is, the video player, you have to like do negative or reverse the z-axis. So let's say if this is 5 in the world, then in your HTML you have to do like -5, which is a bit annoying. So I always just like to keep all these at 0, and then -5y does not matter because that's always going to be -y. So back to our assets, web roots, and if we open the index, right now we're just focusing on the screencast player, which is the fire red screen. As you can see here, position 0, -5, 0. So that's exactly where we wanted it to be. Yeah, because it's the exact same as where my prefab is. And then our rotation, you shouldn't really need to change it. And then screen scale, as I mentioned, if you're using the FireRat kind of web screencast screen, the scale now it's 0.65 in order for it to view up the render texture properly. So in Dutch's case, we didn't really change anything in the scene. So you know what? I'm just gonna discard all the changes. Yeah. So now we basically with Dutch thing, I think it's already fixed. All it is the HTML, and all I have to do is save the HTML, make sure it's saved, or Control S. And I already I commented out the video player. I uncommented the screencast player. And as you can see here, same thing with the video player. It's in this exact same position as the screencast player. So that's why we would only like to have one on at a time. And it's using the same render texture camera and render textures. So if I have this turned on, that means the video player will be showing in all the screens. And then when I have this part turned on, that means all the screencast screens are going to be showing on all the screens. So yeah, so now we change that. We'll close this and go to your Banter builder. Since we did not actually change anything in the scene, we do not need to build the scene again. You could just click upload HTML and JS. So what that does is it's taking all the updates we've made in the index.html and just upload those. Hopefully it did work because I'm just seeing errors. Yeah, this might be a old SDK, so it's probably not working. Let's see. So yeah, you could always just look at your HTML from here as well, or you could just like copy the link, open it, and just to check, you could use Control U to open up the basically the view page source. And from here, we could see if all the new changes been done, and apparently not. So yeah, I think Dutch, with your project, I think your SDK might just be outdated. So you just have to yeah, upload download the new SDK. But for now, we'll just do this. We can manually upload this as well. So all I did is I right click on it, go to show and explore, and it should already open up and highlighted it. So you know this is where it is. I usually just copy that path and then go to here, and then I can just go to replace, put in that same path, and it's already there. So this is a manual way of uploading the HTML, and also same thing with the Android asset bundles and Windows asset bundles. You could also like manually upload them. But if you do have your SDK set up properly with the proper latest version, you shouldn't need to do any of those manual uploads. So now we did upload it. So let's go check it out to see if the screen's been fixed. Well, we can add the buttons to the screen, but it's just
Well, if it's going to take a while,
annoying
it's
to
no big
do,
deal.
'cause it's pretty annoying because with Fire Rats, how he made the screen is like I have to position the object,
Yeah, forget about it.
like the entire object at where it is, and then I have to correlate like the old position with it. It's just annoying to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
they have
doable.
everybody's got the controls on their hands anyway for now, so it's
Hand,
fine.
yeah, just use your hand controls.
Sweet.
Okay, so
Thank
I
you
don't
so
know.
much.
Yeah, no worries. Does anybody have any questions? Let me microphone myself. Anyone have any questions regarding to the video player?
So basically, you put that basically like on a plane and made it on multiple things. Basically, I missed the class.
Yes, yeah. So let's head back to the 3D.
But I see what you're doing, though. I get it.
Yeah.
It's being recorded, so you'll be able to watch it. And
Sorry, I'm gonna hit your. Yep, there you go.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, so basically yeah, the render texture thing, when you have your material, you could basically add it to everything. So show an example here.
Keep a jar right here next to my cup. You carry mustard to a gala, not mustard, grape with barn to that. Only the fanciest of fancy men would do that. Fortunate.
Are you talking, Vanquish3r? You might be muted.
No, I wasn't talking.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and like this, I know Barry also asked before. Yeah, it will always ask you about these missing layer, whatnot. Just say yes until they can figure it all out. Yeah, and actually, this is what I wanted to show today as well. So before we jump in that scene, I'm gonna touch up more on the render texture first. Recap using a different scene. Okay, so for example, this is kind of Banter, and this world has a lot of screens. And as you can see, I also hit the screen underneath the world, like right here. So if I turn on that placeholder screen, and as you can see, it gets projected to all these surfaces in the world. And I actually also have a thing here where I have some holographic screens which can be turned on and off. So if I enable them, yeah. So you could do some like really cool trippy effects with stuff like this. And yeah, so when we play like certain videos with like different like motion graphic effects and stuff, like this looks really, really cool. And all it is same thing. It's just the render texture on a different. This is a specialized shader because I want this kind of sci-fi holographic scan look kind of thing. So that's why I have a different shader. But it's the same idea. If you have the render texture, and you could basically put that within any materials with any shaders that you want, and you could achieve different cool effects. So like these TVs over here, I'm using a shader from VR Chat, and as you can see, if you walk right up close to it, it turns into like little LED pixels that you can see. And same thing, if I look at the material, all it is that same render texture within this material with this particular shader. Same thing with these windows out here, it's kind of translucent. And all it is mobile particle additive. So that's how you could achieve kind of a transparency screen just by using the mobile additive shader. And then, yeah, also like the stuff at the ceiling here, you could actually see like all these dot matrix on it as well, but it's this exact same render texture, just with a different shader on it. So when you go up close, you could see like all these little dots. Kind of brings in the immersiveness to it. Oh yeah, and then another thing that I did is the dance floor. So if I close these, there you go. So yeah, so same thing with the dance floor. I have like all these little dots thingies, and same thing. All there is I just put that same material into it, and it kind of makes it into like a little light effects. So whenever there's stuff that moves, I'll give you an example. So if I go to my screen objects, find it. Yeah, so let's say I click here. And yeah, so just watch the dance floor. If I move this like up and down, it's basically simulating movements. It kind of makes them into like LED that moves. So yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff you could do with render texture. So yeah, so play around with it. And as I mentioned earlier, it's on Discord. Yeah, so in Discord, just go to share something useful, search for player or video player. You would see this prefab that I shared a while back. So just use that to your advantage. And Arkin actually took a video of it when I demoed it before as well. So there's already a video for you to follow. Okay, so we still have about 12 minutes, so I'll use that to demonstrate some of the visual script stuff. Not too in-depth yet, but like I mentioned earlier, if you could, throughout this week, go to YouTube, search for Unity Visual Scripting, and I'll go through that video, but we could go through it together next week. Yeah, so this one here, Unity Visual Scripting, getting started. This is a very helpful video, but yeah, we can watch it together next week. So in the Banter SDK, as I mentioned throughout the last few weeks, we do have some samples that you could always look at if you're stuck on doing something or you're trying to figure out how to do certain things. These sample scenes are really great resources. So how you get them is go to Windows, Package Management, Package Manager, and then go to in Projects, and then under Banter SDK, you would see the Samples tab. And there are two different samples, the Flexor World and also the Basics. So you could import both. They imported the Basics one. I could import the other one as well. Okay. And yeah, I know there were people asking about how to set the spawn point and stuff like that. And using the sample scene, it's such a really good way to grab that object. So after you install the sample scenes, you will basically go to Assets, and then Samples, Banter SDK, Numbers, and then now since I installed both, now I can see both. So there's also the Flexor World, which is more like a physics playground. So if you actually build this and test it out in VR, you could like climb all these things and things moves around, stuff like that. Nice thing with Banter is that you could use the Unity built-in constraints, so like physics constraints. So yeah, as you can see, if you look at this object here, it has a configurable joint. So what that is I believe there's like a joint right in the center here, and it basically makes it into kind of like a level, right? So if we play it. Well, seesaw. Yeah, that's exactly what the word I was looking for. we're in the scene. Yeah, we can move around using right click. Yeah, so as you can see this thing here, if I kind of hit it myself using my hand, yeah, or my whole body. Yeah, so it's basically like a seesaw. You don't know how that's made? It's all here. So now you could always just go into these sample scenes, look at all these objects, look at what they've done to it. They of course added a rigid body in order for it to react to any physical touch. There's configurable joints, and oh, it's also synced. So they also added a synced object a script to it. So then, if there are two people on it, it's actually gonna be, or two people manipulating it, everyone's gonna seeing the same thing, which is a good thing. Yeah, so just utilize all these sample scenes because they're just like so much fun and cool stuff that you could kind of see how they made it. Like there's this skateboard here. I'm not sure if it actually works. Oh yeah, you just push it around. So if you actually look at it, let's see this collision. There's the reels. Oh wow, so each of these reels is supposed to spin as well. Looks like because it has configurable joints to it. So yeah, so that's just one of the examples. If you go to the basics, yeah, so the AI builder, they currently removed it, but hopefully they'll add that back. And then there's the basic scene, which has like all these cool objects you could play with. And as I mentioned earlier, with the space settings, this is basically how you would set like your Spider-Man, stuff like that. This is a very basic version of Unity visual scripting. But yeah, we'll go more in depth next week with these things. And then the second one, let's see. So basics and then gadgets. Gadgets also a good one to look at because it has some really cool toys. Oh, and sometimes when you notice like all these like icons and logos are too big, blocking your view, you could always go to this top drop down menu here. You see 3D icons. You could either just turn off 3D icons, they just all become like small little 2D icons. You could use that, or you could go back to 3D icon and just change it, make it smaller, so you could actually see what you're looking at. So yeah, so there's like these open brush tool, basically for drawing. And the nice thing with anything in these sample scenes, you don't have to remake them from scratch. If you already have a scene in this project, all you have to do is like right click on it, copy, and then just go back to your other scene if you have one. That's, yeah, like this one, treehouse. And I could just paste them in here, and voila, now I have this drawing tool in my world. And now I can just go in there and it's just gonna work already. It's that simple. But yeah, if you really want to dissect all these things, you are more than welcome to do so, because all these are like open source. It's all created using Unity visual scripting. Yeah, Eileen puts a lot of work on these. So as you can see, like these are just the variables on this object. And if you actually look at the graph, you could basically see what she did to create this. I wouldn't even understand like what goes through her mind, but as you can see, this is how this draw tool works, and I cannot tell you how it works. But yeah, you could definitely create some really crazy stuff, even just with visual scripting. utilize AI too. I mean, sometimes they might not give you the right answer right away, but after a few tries, sometimes yeah, it would help. And we'll go more in depth into it too, because I know Bob has created a markdown document that you could feed to an AI, so it understands better how like all the banter mechanics works. So then it will generate you like the scripts better. I don't know if there's a way for it to actually create the notes and everything for you. Not that I know of yet, but you could always just read what it says and just follow step by step kind of thing. But yeah, we'll definitely do some examples later on. Um, Yeah, I'll just quickly go through the last few sample scenes. So there's the graffiti maze, which is really awesome because if you turn on graffiti tilts on your thing, you could actually like walk on walls and stuff like that. And if you want to see how that all works, there's like a bunch of colliders that I don't know sets a bunch of things. So yeah, just go and play. Just look through all these sample scenes. A lot of cool, fun stuff in them. Oh yeah, networking is also a good one because I utilize a lot of the space state properties, which is basically buttons that I can click on and it turns on stuff for everyone. So you could basically see how that's done in here. You could like click on this. Yeah, so how she names stuff is anything has underscored VS on it means it has a visual script graph. So that's where your script is. So she basically just would name everything underscored VS, so you could easily find the script. So just go like underscored VS. Yeah, so basically all these objects here have having script machine where I can like click on the graph and see what's in the graph. Do that for every one of these. Yeah. Then let's see. Okay, yeah, world builder. Okay, so let's see, world render. Okay, so the world builder is actually in there as well. Okay. AI manager. Okay, so they did leave the AI builder in here. So which is cool. So one of the nice thing is what you could do is from this world builder sample scene, you could basically just copy the world builder thing itself, and then put it into any scene that you have in the same project. And now I have the AI builder in this world, so I can actually like change the I could add objects while I'm in it. But yeah, of course there would be some touching up you need to do, like the floor. You might want to like remove it. You don't want the skybox, like stuff like that. So you could basically just keep this panel somewhere, like 10 degrees. Yeah. So basically now I have the AI builder in this world, and I can start generating 3D objects while in game when I'm in this world. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's today. Once again, do apologize for the late time change today. We do have events just starting now at the Masquerade Ballroom, so I do encourage everyone to go check it out. There's plenty of events throughout tonight. So yeah, we'll yeah, see you guys around. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the fun stuff. Yeah, go in here.